He called at 3 a.m., reeking of sex and asking for furniture. I said, oh, honey, and took the full measure of 6'3" of emotional wreckage in a leather jacket with a decade of damage. The building smelled like mescal and despair, and I told him to his beautiful face, this is architecture as self-harm, sweetheart. Every crack in this floor is a wound you won't repair. He said there's no woman, while describing her light, color, temperature, amber, preferred monitor, height, her chair angle, her workspace, or her cooks and needs. The most romantic denial I have ever received. It's boundary violation as a love language. Champagne and croissants from another dimension. I showed up uninvited, that's my jurisdiction. Every space I design stays under my supervision. A cathedral and called it a storage unit. He built her a home and called it countermeasures. And I sourced the oak with stories, and I picked the tile at 3 a.m. because the color mattered, he just couldn't say why. And 7 days, 3 continents, the other world. Fey artisans singing to the floorboards. Oak from a demolished theater in Pasadena, reclaimed with history because I have standards. He asked for a shower bench wide enough for 2, then texted for safety reasons. Sweetheart, who do you think you're fooling? Not the Fae. Who installed the aerial mount and didn't say? I said nothing, I said everything. Then the words changed overnight, 2 signatures instead of 1. The building started singing something beautiful, something one. I grabbed the champagne, I grabbed the croissants, I put on my Arctic skirt, the one with the plants. Little flowers growing from the seams because I'm me. And I walked into the kitchen of the century. It means everything. I've known him for decades. I watched him go under, slow, methodical, precise, like a man composing his own funeral. When he called about the building, I thought it was a distraction, another project for a dead man walking through the motions of existing. Then he described her studio, her light, her laugh, and I realized it wasn't a project, it was a prayer. Architecture of devotion when I see it, and this building is the most elaborate act of devotion I have ever been hired to execute. She asked about the tile, I said he described the color temperature of your studio in detail at 7 in the morning. He wasn't talking about light, he was talking about the way you sound when you're not guarded. As a love language, I'm wiping croissant crumbs from my eye. I'm fine, I announced to no one. The champagne made me cry. She kissed him in the kitchen, quick, casual like a Tuesday. And the 300-year-old face standing in the kitchen they designed for a woman they'd never met, based on a frequency described by a man who couldn't say her name. Turned away and let the gold eyes go liquid, and felt the words sing, and thought, thank you. the keys under the gargoyle. The guest room's always ready. The champagne is from a dimension that doesn't have a name. And the building is singing. Two signatures instead of one, and it's the most beautiful thing.